The Leering Center in Minnesota has shut down. Nick Shirley, his expose going a long way to ending corruption in a state that seems to be covered up in it. Now, Tim Waltz's daughter is speaking out and saying there should be guardrails on this sort of thing. How dare you do journalism in our state? Hello folks, hello friends, welcome back. Yet again, another video of excellence is on the way as we continue to break down the barriers for understanding what's going on in entertainment. And yes, that includes all media, including the news. As we dive in, all we ask that you do is click that like button, drop a comment down below. If you see the hype, the time is ripe to hit that hype. And you know what, if you're not subscribed, well darn it, we're working every day to earn it from you. Folks, let's go right now to Minnesota. The power of the new media is here. We've got now Tim Waltz's daughter saying that Nick Shirley is a bad dude. And why is Nick Shirley a bad dude? Well, Nick Shirley, of course, is the person who went around with the little phone, just a young guy, 23 years old, going around with a phone in Minnesota, walking around and finding out that, hey, this is a daycare with no kiddos, allegedly. Hey, this is a pain management clinic with no doctors, pharmacists, or anybody else. Oh, allegedly. And we can keep going and going.
Really good at managing pain.
So good at it. So good at it. Here is her take on this now. Again, this is Tim Waltz, the governor of Minnesota, who is no longer going to run for governor. This is his daughter reacting to him stepping aside and what she thinks about the new media and Nick Shirley taking a knife to this massive system of corruption.
People engage with that.
It feels more trustworthy than the news to a lot of people.
It does, and I can't quite I have my own problems with like the media and like all of that. Sure. And that's, I said in a video this morning, like now I can kind of be let loose. And like, I definitely want to have some of those conversations going forward.
Yeah. She can be let loose because her dad's not going to run for governor again.
Yeah.
But I definitely think people see somebody and they're like, oh, this person's, I see myself in them. And so I'm going to believe them. And that is what people definitely see in me. I think then that's like an ethical thing on his end. If
this woman says like one more time, like I'm going to not, folks, I don't like this when there's so many likes.
You can't just go and do this to people. I don't know.
Yeah. But
in communities.
But I watch.
You can't go do this to the communities. You just can't. You can't do this, ladies and gentlemen. And what can't you do? I have bad news. And it's from CBS News, where Barry Weiss is in charge, so we get these kind of stories now. Minneapolis daycare that was targeted in the Nick Shirley YouTube video is now closed. Folks, we need to have a moment of silence for the Leering Center. No, this is serious, guys. Take a moment of silence, okay, for the Leering Center. Just right now, think about all the invisible children who are no longer not getting to not go to the Leering Center. All right, here's what the article says. A Minneapolis daycare featured in a right-wing YouTuber's video about alleged fraud in Minnesota is now closed. The Quality Learning Center closed on Tuesday. According to the Minnesota Department of Human Services licensing records, the Minnesota Department of Children, Youth, and Families said that the center requested closure of its license effective Tuesday. The provider is unable to reopen without reapplying for license. The center's last licensing review in June found several operational violations, but noted no evidence of fraud. I wonder what those operational violations were. Like, there's no kids here? Maybe that is. I don't know. I don't know, folks. I'm guessing on this. Yes, so the Quality Leering Center is no more. This is why Tim Waltz's daughter's mad. We'll go back to Tim Waltz's daughter in a minute. Before we do, though, Lauren, let me start with you. Your thoughts on just the efficacy, the power of the new media. Nick Shirley does this, and a week later, goodbye Leering Center.
Imagine the ethical hurdle that he had to clear to go and ask a question, where are the kids? Versus the ethical hurdle that the mainstream media had to clear, which was how many billions have been bilked out of the American taxpayer? This is ridiculous. The idea that you can't just go and treat the community like this. You can't ask that question. Come on, guys. The
amazing thing, Lauren, is that Tim Waltz's daughter would love for us to go back to what we had 5 years ago, where if you did this story, it would have been buried And every account associated with Nick Shirley would have been deleted and removed, and nothing. You wouldn't get to talk about this. That still happens, by the way, on Reddit today. That's how Reddit functions.
This again goes to something that we've talked about before, which I hate when it comes to journalism, is credentialism. There's this idea that it is some type of a cloistered class that has this specialized training so that they can properly report the news. And honestly, they should have. I don't think that that kind of training has been going on for quite some time. But journalism started with the citizen journalist. It's people going and asking questions and writing it down and publishing it, oftentimes with a pseudonym, so that they can protect themselves.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
You only have to look at Benjamin Franklin for that.
I was just about to say.
So
Benjamin Franklin, yeah, that guy. Hey, I like him. Yeah.
So
Smart guy, pseudonym. Yeah.
I mean,
Ron.
that's how he started out, right? And that's the thing. Like, you can't go and ask somebody a question. Like, that's what your fear is, that you might actually have to answer a question to the very public that you're bilking money from, that you're actually stealing the money from, that these people might actually have questions on, are there kids at this daycare? Is this daycare up to code? You know, how many people work here? How, you know, like, where's the money? Where's the money going? And the fact that they are upset that, you know, Tim Walz's daughter is mad that people actually have questions about what's going on in her state and what her father is doing and how much he knows and maybe he's been trying to hide. I think that's what she's really upset by, because people are now questioning her father and what his role in all of this fraud is. And I think his role is sky high. We haven't even started to see how deep this rabbit hole goes.
Oh, he wouldn't be quitting, Derek, unless there's more.
Has to be, yeah, exactly. So she's upset, and you know, now she's striking back at the people asking questions, and not at the folks that might actually be committing fraud or actually are committing fraud. Forget the might be. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We, as the tax-paying public, have a right to know exactly where our money is going. And if we see some fraud going on, or we see something that looks kind of sketchy, we have the rights to ask questions. And if you say, hey, guess what? I have nothing to hide. All right. It's an open book over here at the Quality Leering Center. Come on in, investigate whatever you want to investigate. Check it out. You'll see that the kids are here. This is what we're doing to teach the kids. But no, they turned them away. Huh, who are you? I don't want to talk to you. And just kept pushing back. He never was able to talk to anybody. I think except maybe one person gave him some information, but nobody had an application or nothing. That's highly suspicious and sketchy. And so anybody that watches that video, even if you're not 100% sure that this is fraud, you at least think, hey, something's weird about all of this.
Yeah. Ron, any truth to you opening an Ozempic center in Minneapolis?
No.
What's going on there, buddy?
No, definitely not. You know what? I don't understand. I was in the article that you showed. Why is it that when the media addresses people from their side in journalism, they just say journalist so-and-so, but if it's like a Nick Shirley, it's all of a sudden right-wing journalist? Like, why do they have to do that? Is he not just, as far as I could tell, he was just reporting facts, just reporting observations, what he saw. It was not from a right-wing perspective that happened. He wasn't even talking about really politics necessarily.
Fraud is fraud.
It's fraud, right? So it had nothing, and it's a both side issue. The other thing in this video that you showed, this is so strange. I was scrolling past X, and I thought, not him, but the girl, I guess, is you said it's Tim Waltz's daughter. When I was scrolling past it, I thought Elliot Page had a new look because that she'd come back for Kitty Pryde in Doomsday.
Well, listen, I'll say this about it. You know, Nick Shirley, this is how simple it is. He took a phone and a friend, and he went to some locations that are registered as businesses, and he said, do you have any kids here? I'd like to apply. And they said, nothing. And the door was slammed. If there was even a person there. And when we're talking about the level of fraud, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason it rose to national prominence. And you have now the former candidate for VP exiting politics. Why is it that it would rise to that level? Because we believe the fraud is so big that it's actually increasing the GDP of Somalia as these people send the money from Uncle Sam, a.k.a. you and me, to Somalia, which is a country that has like $10 billion of GDP, a.k.a. nothing. but it's going up like 20-30% as they send the money over. Here's more from the clip, and then we'll talk about why it is they're really sweating bullets now.
Actually, I haven't watched the whole video like you. I've watched a lot of clips on there because he's posting a lot of them. But the style of it, I watch it. I'm like, oh no, like this is my style. This is what I do.
Yeah.
And like here I am, like feeling like what I'm doing is a good thing, but then it can be used. So easily. To
and
do
there's
really
no like
terrible
checks
harm.
and balances on you know content or not many.
The check and the balance is people are going to investigate this. That's why your daddy just resigned.
The journalism is the check. That's the whole thing. That's why journalism is protected in the United States. It's because that is the last check on the government. When that goes, you're in real trouble.
And here's why. MJ, I want to get your thoughts on this. This is why they're freaking out. We're not going to play the video. We're not going to do the interview. We've done plenty now. We just need the headline. From Fox News, Nick Shirley reveals fraud investigation will expand beyond Minnesota. MJ, that's why they're trying to stop this. They don't want Nick Shirley showing up in California. They don't want him there, and they don't want him in D.C.
No, I mean, just listening to this, it actually disgusts me because I'm a mom and I have kids. So the fact that this was even happening is disgusting. There's real legitimate communities in this country that need high quality daycares, learning centers. Like we need this there's people struggling out there. There's people that are like pouring their money. Like these gentlemen were just saying our taxpayer dollars, like they need an investigation if this is like really happening. This is disgusting. I cannot stand it. And I hope it gets shut down. I'm glad he resigned. I hope the investigation spreads as far as it needs to go.
He didn't resign. He's dropped out of running for governor for another term.
Right, he resigned as a candidate. Okay, so here's the other part of that. And thank you, Lauren, for the clarification. When I said it previously, I thought, I need to clean that up a little bit and explain that. The other part of this is that Elon Musk has come out. Derek, I don't know if you heard this, but Elon has said he believes that 1/5 of government spending might be fraud. That is insane.
That's disgusting.
I wouldn't be shocked at all about that. And I see everybody saying California needs to go next, and I 100% agree. We here in California have been paying a ton of taxes towards the homeless crisis, if you probably already are aware of that.
Like growing it? Like you're trying to help it? Because it's getting bigger.
Yeah, every dollar you spend towards homelessness increases homelessness. How weird is that? But yeah, that's what we've been paying our tax dollars towards. They open up centers. They campaign on it every single year. We're going to stop homelessness, and there's just more homeless people.
Am I understanding?
Am I the only one that gets like shocked when you are asked? Like, I can't even think, like sometimes you're online doing something. Would you like to donate to this cause or that? Do you really think to yourself, is my $5 going to go to this cause? Is it going to really benefit homeless people, feed children that are hungry? Is it really going to go there, or is it going to go in your pocket?
I'm checking the charity big time before they get my money.
Yeah.
Big time. Derek, I haven't been over there. Have you driven through the areas of Los Angeles where it's tent city? I don't remember exactly what they call those spots. How big is that now? Like, if Nick Shirley shows up there, what are we going to find out?
Bro, about maybe 2 minutes from my house, a tent city popped up. Well, I shouldn't say a tent city, trailers. All right. A whole lot of trailers lined up and down a street right next to businesses. And they eventually got those folks to move out, but it was there from
you talking about like Cougars and Keystones just started showing up?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just because what happened is during the pandemic, a lot of homeless people just started coming to California, and they just absolutely flooded because we were supposedly helping the homeless. So they started just handing out, vouchers and money and, putting them up in hotels and all of that. But then once they closed the hotels down, all these people had nowhere to go, and they just started camping out wherever they were. And there was a hotel about maybe a mile up the street, and they just relocated up the block, and nobody talked. Nothing happened for 2.5, 3 years. while more money is just getting poured in or poured out of our pockets and into the state's pockets to take care of homelessness. Now they finally have relocated them because I think some citizens finally got sick and tired of it, and they started putting up barriers to keep them from putting these homeless shelters in place, their own makeshift homeless shelters. But it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And yeah, when Nick Shirley shows up to California, he's going to have a smorgasbord of different tent cities that he can go and visit.
He's going to need security.
I've driven through all of them, and they're all terrible.
Oh, he's going to need security
places,
for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I've heard that it was so bad that even Mark Hamill was just like camped out in his own star in the Walk of Fame, and nobody even knew who he was.
He looked homeless. That's another guy.
Heartbreaking. I'll tell you one thing, Derek. If you see an Airstream, an 18-foot Airstream show up in there, that is definitely a Leering Center.
I declare bankruptcy!
You know, we really hope that you felt this video was satisfactual. We know we had an actual good time participating and communicating with each and every one of you out there listening. It is a great honor. It is a great pleasure, even a responsibility to do this on a daily basis. You give us the dream job we love doing, and for that we can never say thank you enough. There's only one small favor we ask beyond what has already been done, and that is, folks, consider it. That is clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those pesky algorithms. It's the notification bell, and drop a comment right on down below. Let us know your thoughts, because your thoughts do indeed matter, no matter what the mainstream media would otherwise say. Folks, as we say every single time we end these videos, because we mean it, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.